reach deeply. I am connected to the core of me. My roots reach deeply. I am connected to the core of me. My roots reach deeply. I am connected to the core of me. My roots reach deeply. I am connected to the core of me. My roots reach deeply.
No, I mean you would be.
I am connected to the core of me. My roots reach deeply. I am connected to the core of me.
Hear me get good.
Kus yaketutad, kusik ayachat, tequedi ayachat, hoots hit ayachat. Lillian Olin, Freddie Olin Bedina, Richard Pitka, Tatiana Big Jim Sequoia. My name is Kuusike. It means the woman who makes you feel better. I belong to the Tequedi tribe, the Brown Bear clan of Yakutat, from the Bear Paw House. I am the daughter of Lillian Olin and Freddie Olin, and the granddaughter of Richard Pitka and Tatiana Big Jim, of Freddie Olin and Matilda Paul. I live in Yakutat. I'm from a very large family. I have 6 sisters and 7 brothers, and I am number 7 in the line. I am very honored to work with my nieces and my granddaughter, and I appreciate this opportunity that you have granted us from the Spirit Align program. Ganesh.
Chutsk ilchat duasak chak na chatsati tequedi ayachat ka tequedi yadi yakda ka engundach aya. My name is Chutsk. My English name is Amiah Johnson. I am Tequedi from Yakutat, Alaska, and my dad's side of the family is from Aguon. I'm the oldest grandkid on my mom's side of the family and the 3rd oldest on my dad's side. I am a birth worker with Alaska Native Birth Workers community and just graduated college for medical assisting. I'm also an artist. I do beadwork and sewing in my free time. And I'm very grateful to be a part of this fellowship with my cousins and my grandma.
Zanazun, Giido Dana Suuza, Tlega Udan Islan, Betzikte Udana Islan, Pla Uloga Udan Sedansalit, Degayaka Glisto. So Giido Dano is my Danaka name. I'm also known as Margaret, Olin, Hoffman, David. We're Koyakan Athabaskan from the Yukon River village of Ruby. And I currently live on Dena'ina lands in Degayakuk, or Anchorage. I am honored to get to work as a midwife at the Alaska Native Medical Center and also in community with the Alaska Native Birth Workers community. And very grateful to get to have time this year to work with Spirit Aligned leadership and with our auntie and my sister and our cousin, working towards remembering our coming of age ceremonies. I have 4 children. They're 14, 12, 11, and 4, and they were born at home. Our preterm baby was born at the hospital, and then at the birth, we had a baby at the birth center, and then our 4-year-old was born here in this home.
Lena Amiah Jacobs Seuza Tla Aloga Hoots Ansa Dansalit Degayakak Lesdo Ina A Ketzotuna Bauza Gaila A Ita A Kani Al Bauza Ina A Badetnaka Lorraine Yel John Honey Yet Lillian, yet Fred, Olin, Havauz, Gaila'a, Ita'a, Badashnika, Helen, yet George, Hoffman, Havauz, Gaila'a, Sakun, Guichbak Buuza, Sadenika, Yadadligats, yet Nala'atan, yet Sadageltsit, yet Saketla, yet Enasich, yet Sadadza, Havauz. My name is Helena Jacobs. My Danaka name is Benotzalio. I am Koikan Athabaskan, originally from the village of Ruby, otherwise known as Tla Aloga, the place between two bluffs. I introduced you to my mother, the late Dee Olin, my father, David Hoffman, my maternal grandparents, the late Lillian and Fred Olin, and the late Lorraine and John Honey, and my paternal grandparents, the late George and Helen Hoffman. I introduced you to my husband, Torin. He's Yupik and Inupiaq from Bethel and Hooper Bay and Shaktoolik, and I introduced you to our 6 children. I live in Anchorage on Dena'ina land, where we're raising our family, and where I have the blessing and honor of working alongside my sister and Amiah with the Alaska Native Birth Workers community. And I'm really excited to be a part of this project with my auntie and my relatives.
I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Spirit Aligned group for providing this opportunity. Since we are such a large family and we grew up in the interior village, we grew up involved in ceremonies from the time we could walk. And this program has allowed me to share that with my nieces and my granddaughter. I live in Yakutat, which is about 700 miles southeast as the crow flies, to meet up with my family. But so they have not had the opportunity to learn much about the ceremonies. There's a lot that the Christian way of life, the colonization, as you want to call it, took away from us. And for myself, a lot of my groundwork came from my mother and my large extended family. And then the rest of it, we had to travel to Canada because they still have all their ceremonies, and they're the exact same ones that we did. So I'm excited that my family wants to learn to rekindle these ceremonies, and I'm really excited to see the little ones involved, and they want to be just involved. It provides them with empowerment of their own. We all need to know who we are and where we come from, and I appreciate that this program is providing that opportunity to share with them. Base.
So Nodoyedee'onh means she who remembers, and we named our project that with the intention to call back and remember our ceremonies around this phase of life, supporting coming of age. A lot of us have experience in birth work, and I feel part of our responsibility as birth workers too, in addition to supporting the rites of passage of childbirth, is supporting the rites of passage during like coming of age ceremonies. And we didn't have that when we were growing up, and we're now trying to remember to be able to support our daughters and our nieces during that time. My first daughter is 12, and for the last few years I've been wanting to learn what I can and create community around supporting, for us remembering for ourselves and going through that healing for ourselves, and then also to be able to support our children with that, so that they, going forward, will always have that and won't have to try to remember it again in the future.
This project has been really special to me because I grew up outside of the state for part of my childhood and didn't get to participate in many coming of age traditions, and being able to learn with the younger ladies in my family, learning alongside them and remembering these traditions with them has been really healing. And I'm grateful to also have this perspective starting birth work. I started birth work a few months ago with Alaska Native Birth Workers community, and having these traditions and seeing how our women evolve to take care of their kids and their family and to pass down these traditions so that we never have to work to reclaim them again, so that they aren't taken from us again. We pass them down so that they can live on.
For me, it's been really special to just set the intention and get our monthly events on the calendar and just be really purposeful about carving out time to do this together. This is something that we've been wanting to do for a really long time, and we've come together in lots of different ways and shared lots of teachings, but to do it specifically around coming of age and, as Margaret said, like learning ourselves and healing ourselves and making this available for our future generations is really special. And it's so precious to come together with our youngest is 4, who comes to our gatherings, and knowing that this is going to be the norm for them to grow up in this sacred circle of women and girls together in community and not have to go through these major life changes feeling alone or ashamed or without that knowledge of what's happening, and without that ability to really honor that sacred time feels really special. And I'm 40 years old and I'm still going through our rites of passage ceremony. I got my tattoo with this circle 2 months ago, and that was such a beautiful healing ceremony that is now the new norm for my daughters. They're 8 and 10, and they're already talking about when they get ready for their ceremony. And my Auntie Eva, even though she introduced herself as 7th in the lineup of many children, she really has been the matriarch in our family and the person that we look to for ceremony, the person that we look to for guidance when we're at potlatches, when we're at big family gatherings. She's the person that we call when we have questions, when we need advice, support. Like, she's the auntie who always shows up. And to have this time together, especially with her. And she's always been so generous with her teachings, and as she said, lives very far away. So even just having the resources to come together and to invite other teachers from her circle and community of ceremony holders and invite them up to Alaska and to learn from them. It's just been such an incredible blessing and honor, and just one of the highlights of my life.
Through this program, we provided a workshop for the community of Anchorage through the Elders and Youth program. And we brought our Canadian family over. They are Cree and Ojibwe, and they still do all their ceremonies. And it was very well attended. We had, at one point, over 50 people in our program, and they were just, it's like they were just starving for that knowledge and so many things. We had some elders in there, and it rekindled memories for them, and it inspired them to go back to their communities and do what they can to rekindle their ceremonies. So it was very fulfilling. It filled my heart, it filled my soul, and I was so excited to see most of my family there.
I grew up learning our ceremonies too, and even now still participate. And I'm grateful to be able to be reconnecting even more now and learning more now through this program, so that when I have kids, I can pass it on to them as well.
I'm grateful for the auntie circle that we've been able to build over this last year, for ourselves, being here in Anchorage, away from our homelands. I'm just really grateful to have that intention to create our community here and build up our auntie circle, and also our nieces and the relationships with each other, so that we know we have each other and they know that they have us and each other as well.
Yake tutat, kawusik ayahad, chakna hatsiti, gunanashawat, tekwedi ayahad.
Geida dana suuza, tlega utan islan, betzikte utana islan, tla aloga utan sedansalit, degaiga glasdo.
Lena Amiah Jacobs Sauza Tla Aloga Hoots and Sedansalet Degaya Gaklisdo.
Hutsk yuchet duasak chak na chitsati tekwe di ayachet ka tekwe di yadi yak dot ka engun dach aya gana na dachchen aya.
Nodoyedee'onh buuza.
Reach deeply. I am connected to the core of me.
Basit.
My roots